looking at losing or the potential risk of 85 pips in order to gain 219. Let's call it 220. Happy New Year. It is 2024. Can y'all believe it? Like, last year flew by. Like, oh my gosh. But anyway, okay. So what you here for today? We about to do a multiple time frame analysis on Euro odd, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts into where I see price moving based on this technical analysis that we're gonna do. Now, before I start, I just want to say I am a heavily based Fibonacci trader. It is the main tool in my analysis, along with trend lines and key levels of support and resistance, and so that helps to inform my decision on how I will execute in the market. So what I'm gonna do with you today is walk you through my process when I sit down at the computer and I walk through a chart. These are the steps that I take. And so I just finished up marking up for the upcoming week. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited about this pair and the potential movement that could happen this week. I think there's a lot of pips on the table, a lot of opportunity, and I'm going to show y'all what I see. All right. So I'm starting off on the monthly. This is the higher time frame. Obviously, each candle represents 1 month. Right. So as we continue to break down each time frame, the time frame that we're on will represent the candles. Right. So this is the monthly. And what we're going to do is identify what we call high level areas of support or key levels of areas of support and resistance. These are high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. OK, and so I'm just eyeballing, but the software that I am using does allow you to kind of automate this process. I like to do it by hand first, just in case. And I say, just in case the system goes down one day, you still know how to do it. So the way that you take a look at this is you turn on your smart support, and I just double check to make sure that what I've chosen is correct. I actually missed a level here, so I'm going to add that in. But these black lines that popped up with S1 and then the price next to it is a level for support. I missed one up here too. Walking and chewing gum at the same time has never worked for me. So I missed a couple levels, but we went ahead, filled those in. And so let's go down to the weekly. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm looking for the high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. And so I'm looking for my high and my low. If you don't know what a high is, a swing high, I definitely recommend that you join the no cost mini course. It will give you great insight into deeper insight as to how I move through the charts. Now what I'm doing, I'm looking for an area on the weekly, a swing low, and I don't see any more. I think the only area that I have for the high is the one that we marked. So I'm going to just double check. Yes, that is correct. And so I'm going to go down to the daily, and I'm just doing the same thing again. I'm looking for my high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse, right? So I got a level of support here. I have a level of resistance here. I have another level of resistance here. I have a final level of resistance here. And I know people are going to be like, I can't see the candles. I know you can't. I know. And I turned all my candles black. People are like, I don't understand. Why do you do that? For me, it just helps me see the movement and price action better. And so I don't like to have red or green. To me, that's distracting. And I found that this helps me focus just a little bit better. So I'm going to turn on that smart support tool just to double check that the levels that I've chosen, they are there. I'm going to turn it off over here in my smart toolbox and turn on the resistance. And it looks like we are almost good. I forgot one. And so I'm going to add that here. I'm going to move this up, and then I'm going to get rid of this. Now, if you're wondering what platform I'm using, this is Smart Trader, and you can check more out about it in the video description, the link in the video description. So now I'm gonna go down to the 4 hour, and again, I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing. identifying swing highs, swing lows, which are high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. So I am doing this. Now not just someone, but people often ask, like, how do you get so many levels on your smart resistance, smart support? I have a higher plan that gives me, I think it's like 10 or something like that. You don't need all of that. I actually work with the lower subscriptions and built up over the years. It's definitely, the basics can get you through what you need to get through. You don't have to have the highest plan in order to have them all. But I think the middle one is a good one for you to have, and to use all of the tools and take advantage, or be able to take advantage of all the tools that they have on the platform. Okay, so this is not technically a high yet. When the market opens tomorrow, it will be. All right, and so the 4 hour is the lowest that I go. As a swing trader, I don't need to go much lower. That gives me all the information that I need. So that's the lowest that I'm going. So now on the monthly, we see that price has been, for the last year, moving to the upside, right? And so it formed a monthly resistance level right at 17060. And then for the last few months, we've been moving to the downside. So now we need to understand where we are in our Fibonacci sequence. Now, my first inclination is to grab my smart Fibonacci tool, click above the last high. And what I see right here, I've been watching this for a little while, is that we had an A high form, we had a B low form, we had less than a 23.6 pullback. Now, if you're not familiar with the Fibonacci levels, what they mean, this is basically like the tool that will help you foresee into the future. And I say that jokingly, but really it is a masterful tool, in my opinion, that will provide you a lot of insight into the market. And so looking at this and knowing what I know about how this works, I see the potential for price to pull back and travel at least to this level here. Now, obviously, we've got to break past this 170,604 resistance level, which is a monthly resistance level, meaning it's very strong in order for price to make it to this 38.2 level before we see a completion of this sequence. The completion of the sequence, hold on, let me fix this. The completion of the sequence would mean this extension here being hit. So essentially, these levels in between the Fibonacci, right? You see red, you see blue, you see green, you see black. Color to color. These are your retracement levels, and these levels are your take profit levels. Mello, what are you doing? These are your take profit levels. Okay. So I see this on the monthly. This is good information. Hold on one second, y'all. Buddy. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this as soon as I can get it off my chart. All right, there we go. And now I do want to see where we are to the upside. So I'm gonna click. So to the upside, we have finished out a sequence. We had an A low, a B high, a 38.2 pullback. Price hit the D extension to the upside just before monthly resistance. And so naturally, it makes sense that since we hit this extension, that price is coming back now, trying to search for what we call a C in order to complete out the sequence. And so my cat, y'all, is going crazy. I get on the mic and all of a sudden he wants to be my best friend. Earlier, he didn't want to have nothing to do with me. So he keeps hopping up on the desk while I'm recording. All right, let me delete this. All right, so I'm going to move down to the weekly. And I'm interested only in this right here, right? And truthfully, I don't even need this because on the higher time frame, I already know that this movement here, like we completed the sequence. This is not going to give me much information as to what's going on. So I'm going to click from the downside or from the upside to the downside. So this is a A, B, 618 pullback. This is your D extension here, right? So this is good information for me to have. Theoretically, if price is going to Ooh, theoretically, if price is going to continue to travel to the downside, this would be the ultimate target. But I got to drill in just for a little bit more information and better understand what's happening. Okay. If I can get the fib off my chart. Come on, smart trader, help me out. Oh boy. Bear with me, y'all. I'm going to have to pull it from over here. I'm a little rusty. All right, so now we're good. Okay. So now I'm going to go down to the daily, where each candle represents one day. And from the daily, I'm going to click above the last high. So these are completed. All right. We hit an extent. Oh, this is important. We hit a D extension here. And so now price is going back to pull back. And then my thought would be to continue the sequence. So I'm going to be, because we hit an extension over here and price has found support at this, because we hit an extension over here, see where my mouse is to the left, and price has found support at this daily level. My thought is that we're going to see price travel to the upside, but I'm going to confirm this with a smaller fib. So let me get this off my chart. I'm just trying to click to get it off. I might have to go back to the chart explorer to get it off. I do. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to drill down to the 4 hour. And what I'm interested in now, and I'll look at it. I'm actually going to throw my trend line on. And normally I go back to the higher time frame, put my trend line on. But what I'm looking at is we broken through this 4 hour level, right? So let me make this that. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm interested in a move to the upside because we hit an extension. Price needs to reset and start over. And looking at this. Oh, is this the 4? It is. Okay. So this fib is complete. We have an A low, a B high. We had a 618 pullback. The D extension was hit, formed a 4 hour level of resistance. And so the next thing, like price didn't form another Fibonacci because technically this is not what we need, a high, in order to form it. But when the market opens, I anticipate that there's going to be a new fib that's formed. So for this reason, I am going to manually deploy a fib. And it is my thought that what we should see is price come back, test the backside of this trend line. So we broke through a 4 hour trend line. And typically, for those of you guys who trade like break and retest, using the Fibonacci tool on top of this would be like golden. Typically, when we see a break of a level of structure, which is what we have here, we see price retest the area, and then make a continuation to the upside. So that's my thought regarding this. Now, price could react at any of these levels, 38.2, 50, 61.8. I would love to see it come back to the 61.8, but all of these areas are valid for price to have this 165, 117 as a target. Now, before that, you have a daily resistance level. The way that I would set this up is I would limit in somewhere between, and when I say limit, I'm talking about a buy limit. If you don't know what a buy limit is, definitely go attend the mini course. Okay. The way that I would structure this would be to set a limit, and then I would take profit at the daily resistance level, knowing that there is potential that price could surpass that and go to the D extension. If it does go farther than that, I would definitely be looking for more opportunities to the upside. So how I would set this up, I would draw my stop loss just below the last low. I'm going to make this red. And then I'm going to draw, this is like the risk to reward, right? And so this is what you use in order to determine what your position size should be. And if you don't know how to calculate that, you should check out the video I did before this. It'll tell you exactly. Okay. All right. And so what I'm looking at is a potential loss of, oh, that's a whole lot. Hold on. Let me pull this down. I'm going to put this here and then pull this down. And actually, I'm sorry. Let me move this here. There we go. Now you're looking at the risk of, you're looking at losing, or the potential risk of 80, that's too many, 85 pips in order to gain 219, let's call it 220 pips. To me, this makes sense all day to do. And in fact, I think I would actually take this up just a little bit more. I didn't mean to move that level. I would take this up right at daily resistance. And so actually you're looking at 233 pips and you're risking 85 in order to gain 233. Now, obviously, if you don't want that big of a stop loss, you can drill down and you can find a tighter stop loss. But given the trade room to breathe, I think makes a ton of sense. But you could still go down to a lower time frame and figure out what might make more sense for you. But it is my thought that we're going to see price test this area and then move to the upside. So for me, I'm excited about this because it's a clear, and to me, it's a clear and easy play, right? And I don't want to say easy, but all of the components are there for a great trade. And so I'm looking to capitalize on this move. If you trade Euro odd, let me know in the comments. What do you think about this setup? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm curious in your thoughts. And if you're looking for a group of like-minded individuals, make sure that you check out the no cost Forex Facebook group. You can find the link in the video description. And then if you're just like Kaci, I like the way that you move through the charts. It's clear, it's simple for me to understand. Make sure you check out the no cost mini course, and you can find all of that information in the links in the video description. All right. First video of the year. Made it through. First published setup of the year. We actually had within the group a really great week last week. And so I am looking forward to the same for this week. Anywho, I'm not going to talk your head off. I appreciate you guys for watching. If this video was helpful to you at all, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And then also, if it helped you, share it with somebody. You know, somebody that's looking to learn how to trade. You think this would make sense for them, share it with them. All right. So I will see you guys on the next video. I hope you have a phenomenal week. All right. Bye.